What's going on, everyone? My name is Patters, and we are back for the third video on Pokemon Sun and Moon today. It's been a very exciting day. I am very hyped, to say the least, and today we're going to look at some kind of more speculative stuff. I am going to say a quick disclaimer, none of this is 100% confirmed, but there is very good evidence to point towards it being true. So, what I'm talking about here is the final evolutions and possible new Alolan forms for the different Pokemon in what it seems to be just Gen 1. It just seems to be Gen 1 right now, but a while back, you probably saw these leaked final evolutions for the starters in Sun and Moon. Obviously, when it first came out, people were very, I don't know what the words, people weren't convinced. Because it just came out of nowhere. People were like, oh yeah, there was some kind of Chinese leaker who was just like, yeah, this is what they are, and here's some more information about Sun and Moon and stuff. And people were just like, nah, get out of here, it's not true. But with the trailer that came out today, it shows one of the characters in the trailer in this leak that came out like months ago. Which is, it's kind of telling, like, it's not 100% confirmed, and I'm not gonna say that it is true or not, but evidence points towards it being true. So, we're gonna have a look at this leak from a while back. You've probably seen the art from this already, but it shows the final evolution for Rowlet, Litten, and Popplio, and apparently their final typings. So, first up we have Rowlet that looks like fucking Batman, as Sacred Fire Negro said, or Nick, he said, just in a call, he said it looks like Batman. I think he tweeted it out too. And I was like, yo, this thing's so cool. It looks like an archer. It has like goggles things, it has like a hood on. It looks really fucking cool. I absolutely love this thing. It is a grass flying type, still the evolution, the typing doesn't change there. But if this was to be the final evolution of it, I would be pretty happy. I would be pretty happy. Honestly, like, competitively, I don't know if it would be very good, but like, just purely from an in-game stance, I would be really, really happy with this, because I love the kind of idea of archery and stuff. I play a lot of kind of, I play the Total War series, which doesn't really have anything to do with this, but I play the Total War series and they have a lot of archers and I like using them, but an archer Pokemon would be really fucking cool. Litten's final evolution, which was actually the main reason people are thinking this is real now, because it has, what's her name? I'm trying to find her name. What the fuck is her name? Her name was Mallow, and Mallow is actually in this picture. As you can see, a little circled area that she's in this picture. But, is there more there? Is there more there? I don't know. I'm trying to look at this. I don't know, but we have Litten's final evolution that is a firefighting type. I have to say the design looks pretty cool. It kind of reminds me of Machamp or Machoke, but like it looks like a fire type Machoke, right? I have to say, not a huge fan of another firefighting type. I really thought we were away from that by now, but I guess not. It is shooting a fire spin from its dick, which is, you know, fantastic. It's from this little wrestling belt. But I have to say, it looks decent. Like, it looks okay. I can't really say how it'll be. It's another firefighting type. Like, that's nice and all, but we've had so many of those in the past. It looks like it's spitting something in the top there. I don't know. It looks green, but I'm assuming that's just like a placeholder color, and it's probably gonna be fire. But I mean, this looks okay. I mean, it's not fantastic. A wrestling Pokemon is alright. Another firefighting type is not what I really wanted, but it's alright. And then we have Popplio's final evolution, which is supposedly a water fairy type, alright? Which would be fucking cool. Its only weakness is electric, poison, and grass type, which would be cool. I said that this looks like kind of like an improved Milotic, which I honestly, water fairy is a really, really good typing. It's a really, really good typing. I can see this thing being bulky and probably competitively viable. Like, not many starters are competitively viable. Especially later on ones, like, they're all lower tier, basically. They're all lower tier, apart from Greninja, which is Uber's because of its ability, but we'll not go there. But a lot of them are lower tier. This could be one of the most viable Pokemon in competitive. I don't see Rowlet being that good, but I could be wrong. I could be wrong. I hope I'm wrong, because I love the final evolution of Rowlet. But this thing looks like a Milotic to me. It's like a mermaid kind of thing, and it looks pretty cool. But the main reason I wanted to talk about all this leak stuff is because of the Alolan forms that have been revealed today. There is supposedly brand new information from this leaker who says that all this stuff is going to be in the game. We're going to go through it bit by bit. So the first little bit of information, take this with a grain of salt. It might not be completely true. It might be partially true. It might not be true at all. First of all, apparently the anime's Ash Greninja is going to be in the game. So does that mean Ash is going to be in the game? I mean, it would have to mean that Ash is going to be in the game, which would be kind of strange. Honestly, this straight right off the bat makes me think that maybe it's probably not true, but I don't know. We'll keep going. Apparently there's an Alolan Rattata and Raticate, which is a Dark type. That sounds okay. That sounds decent. There is an Alolan Butterfree, which is Bug and Psychic, which honestly, I feel like Butterfree probably should have been Bug and Psychic from the get-go. I could see that happening, honestly. It's not too much of a huge change. Butterfree used Psychic-type moves anyway, and just having that stab would be nice, along with Quiver Dance. Would be pretty amazing, actually, if you can use the same moves and you just get that stab Psychic type. And apparently the Alolan forms change the stats, too. So I could see this thing having a lot more special attack. It's kind of like an Alakazam, but like bug type. So you can use Quiver Dance, you can use Sleep Powder, you set up, fire off some Psychics, and you're good. Like, that would be really cool. We'll move on to Abracadabra and Alakazam, which are supposedly fighting types. Now, I don't know how this is gonna work. This sounds really, really silly to me, because they're fucking twigs, right? They're twigs. Like, I understand that they changed the designs for Alolan Pokemon, especially with Executor. So we're gonna say, I can actually picture it in my head. Like, I kind of top-heavy Alakazam. He's not holding spoons anymore, he's holding knives, because he's about to cut you up with his fighting-type moves. He has all these punching moves. I could actually see it. I take it back. I can see this. I can see it 100%. That looks really cool, fucking cool in my head. And I honestly wouldn't be too mad. I would not be too mad if that was a thing. But Nidoking and Nidoqueen are supposedly poison fighting type, which, I don't know, that 4 times weakness to Psychic type is kind of throwing me off a bit. You also have weakness to flying type. You have that weakness to ground type as well. All very common moves in competitive. Actually, flying type offensively isn't too common, I would say. You get Brave Bird, you get, Aerial Ace, you get Hurricane. It's not all that common. But Psychic type is. So, I don't know if I want a 4 times weakness to Psychic type. I would like to see these designs, though. I would love to see these designs if it were real. But just solely based off the typing, I'm not a huge fan. I like that ground typing because it gives you immunity to electric types switching in. I do like that. Now, here's something that you might like to hear. Growlithe and Arcanine will be water type in the Alola region. Now, I don't see a design for that in my head, but that sounds kind of cool. That does sound kind of cool. It really does. Now, I don't know. I'm assuming that the different forms, the Alolan forms, get different movesets because, like, a pure water type using stuff like Will-O-Wisp and stuff, it just kind of sounds a little bit silly to me. If it was a ghost type, that would make sense because, Will-O-Wisp is a kind of ghosty move. But I'm trying to think, like, what kind of stats would this thing have? A fucking water type Arcanine. I really can't picture that in my head, but it sounds cool to me. I don't know. It doesn't sound terrible. Like, me being a huge, huge fan of Arcanine, I would like to see this. My main typing that I would like Arcanine to change into would be a dragon. But barring that, water type is kind of like second best. Then we have an Alolan Doduo and Dodrio, which will be fighting flying type. Now, I don't know why there's so many fighting types in this. It's kind of throwing me off a bit because, like, really, is fighting flying? I mean, we have Hawlucha. That's kind of cool. We have Hawlucha, and then we have Dodrio. I don't know. It sounds, I don't know. It doesn't sound all that great. Dodrio was never good from the beginning, anyway. I mean, the Sand Slash isn't going to be that good in competitive. It has a 4 times weakness to fighting and fire. Like, ugh. But a flying fighting, holy shit, I can't speak. A flying fighting type is kind of interesting. We have Hawlucha. I don't know if we have any other flying fighting types, actually. Hawlucha, and that's maybe it. That is maybe it. I can't think of any off the top of my head right now. Don't crucify me if there is, please. There might be, and I just can't think of it right now. And it says in this leak that the previous versions of Pokemon that have taken on new forms, like Arcanine's fire typing, for example, or Sandshrews ground typing, which would be a better example because that's been confirmed, will only be accessible by bringing in from older games, which is what I said in my previous video. I said that these new forms, they won't be the only kinds you can use, but you won't be able to use the older forms unless you transfer it from another game. Which makes sense to me. Like, it makes sense, because if this is in a Alolan form, then the only version that you should find in Alola is the Alolan form. The other forms should come from different regions, right? That just makes sense to me. It also says that Furfrou gets new styles, which is kind of irrelevant. Yeah. Oh fuck, dude. Furfrou gets new styles. Super hype for Sun and Moon. Best new feature. I can't fucking wait, dude. That's just kind of there. The next point is that we have a new cat Pokemon that varies in type and appearance based on breeding. Now, I don't know if that's breeding with different Pokemon. I don't know if that's breeding at like different times of the day. I don't know really what that is. I don't know if it's like hatching the Pokemon in a different area. I don't really know how that works, but it sounds kind of cool. It does sound kind of cool. It sounds very strange. I don't know. I'll just have to see how that pans out. If it is true, yeah, like I said, take everything I say here with a grain of salt. It's not been confirmed, but there is a very strong chance that it could be true. The last point to make here is there's a new Snowman Pokemon line with 2 stages, and it's Ice Ghost. Ice Ghost is Frostlass's typing, and a snowman, a ghosty snowman? That sounds fucking cool, because that reminds me of Frostlass, and I really like Frostlass. Now, if we had, I'm trying to think, Ice Ghost, that has a weakness to, okay, so that makes it immune to one of its weaknesses, which is fighting type. It makes it weak to Ghost type, it's weak to Fire type, it's weak to Dark type, it's weak to Rock type. It's weak to Steel type, but it's immune to fighting. I don't know. That sounds like it could be really cool, but for the arguments for this being real, from what we've seen today, is the leak also said that there will be no traditional gyms and no Pokemon League. Your goal is actually to create one. So it says no traditional gyms, and what we've gotten from the information, the actual confirmed information so far today, is that there'll be no traditional gyms. Of course, it's not been confirmed, it's just like, it's what the evidence is pointing towards. The Diamond Stones will act similarly to Mega Stones, but not exactly. So the Diamond Stones will be the Z moves, because you have to have a Diamond Stone in your little ring. And I think you have to have a stone that the Pokemon hold as well. I think that's how it works for you to use your Z move. You have to have the stone on the Pokemon and the stone on your little ring in order to use the Z move. I think that's how it works. But I think that's all the evidence kind of pointing towards it. That's just some speculative stuff that I wanted to share with you guys if you were unaware. But I think this stuff looks pretty cool. I don't know. I'm super hyped for fucking the Alolan forms. Oh my god. If it's only, it seems to only be first gen right now. Like, all this leaked stuff is only pointing to first gen. All the official stuff is only first gen. I don't know why that would be. That's kind of silly. Like, they could definitely include some other gens than that. I don't know why it would just have to solely be first gen, but let me know what you think of this in the comment section below. Like I said, take it with a grain of salt. There is evidence pointing towards it being true, but that does not mean it is confirmed. I'm gonna thank you so much for watching this video, and I'll see you guys next time.